All right, cool. Let's go ahead and get started here. All right, let's see what we have. So, of course, we have CLLS, MNPR, penny. Daily range on MNPR up to 80 and up through 95. I might watch this over the high of day. MNPR, we're going to watch over the high of day. Let me get these typed up here as well. This is MNPR. What's the news on this today? Consumer news. I'm going to watch this over the PM high of 74 cents. This has range to about 87 and 95. We'll look for an 85 to 95. So we will watch that one over the high of day. And yes, it is a penny. That's going to be over 74.28. Let's keep an eye on that. You've got range, like I mentioned, to about 85 cents and 95 cents. About 10 cents of range. Other than that, we've got, let's see, ZFSA, no volume. Or ZVSA, no volume. ALDX, kind of a crazy daily on ALDX, but it's like a lack of volume there this morning. Lack of volume on this. 250 is the entry up into that gap. That is on ALDX. Let me pull this up. I might watch this one out of the open as well. I want to watch this up over 250. We're going to watch this. That is ALDX over 250. Let's watch this over 250. Large gap on the daily. I just want to plan for a lot of these smallies that look decent, because if they do decide to go, you know, it doesn't hurt. Okay, so watching into the daily gap over 250. And range here is to about 3 and then up to 4, honestly. We'll look for 3 and 3. CLLS catching some volume here, y'all. Raising stops on CLLS. I'm going to go ahead and sell some up here. Selling half at 264. CLL stops to break even. I posted this entry before I got on here and finally catching some movement now. Again, stops are not break even on CLLS. Finally catching this direction we wanted on it. I've got stops now at 260 for the last half. Let's see if we can keep on squeezing up. Here's 267. Can we get up through 270 and 280 before the open? We've got range here. Again, I've got my stops at my break-even price, and I've already taken half out at 265 was my fill. So right now we either follow through or we take the rest out at entry. So let's see what happens here. But this is another profitable trade on CLLS. That's 3 for 3 now on this one this morning. 2 small wins and now finally some movement in the right direction. Does it want to follow through though? Is going to be the big question. Looks like it wants to perk up into the open. We've still got about 32 minutes until the open, but again, we are risking entry here at 260. And if this does not want to follow through, I will cut the rest at my entry, y'all. So make sure you are being smart when it comes to this. This is a guaranteed green trade as long as you're smart. Got a bidder sitting at 258. Does it want to follow through for us up through 27 and 28? If it does not want to, that is perfectly okay. Buyers coming back in up to 266. Again, it needs to hold over 260. Our entry here was 260. Some of you might have gotten filled at 259 or 258. I feel like most of your averages are probably around 258, 259 if you played this, but stops are at 260. I've already taken half out at 265. So again, this is a guaranteed green trade. Just be smart with it. Do not hesitate to cut if it does come back down to invalidate this plan. We need buyers to come back in over this 2.6. Otherwise, I will be cutting it. It has range on the daily to about 2.829 and then up to 3. It is our only gapper this morning that looks somewhat decent. So I figured buyers would come back to it at some point this morning. And they did here, and we are going to take some green. But I'd like to see it follow through. If it doesn't want to, though, like I said, it will be a small green trade. Coming back down to 261. Can buyers come back in? Bring it back up to 2.7. Needs to hold 2.6. I'm going to go ahead and cut here 259, 2.6. Overall, really, really small green trade. Overall green trade. I'm not too mad about it, but obviously I would have liked to have seen some follow through. It looked really, really good there. It just failed to follow. I'll go ahead and post up my entries and exits in the chat if you didn't see it on the stream. So I was still in. Yeah, I mean, brother, you could see my position on the screen whenever you were in the stream. Yeah, whenever I'm in something, you can see my position on the stream. Yeah. Yeah, not really a reason to cut that one just yet. Yeah, 258 entry, nice, free throws. Heck yeah, dude. Really, really easy trade there. But now I can actually plan without having to try and manage that trade because I was trying to jump back and forth, trying to manage it and look through all of our gappers. But let's go ahead and look through now. MNPR is trying to break, but I don't like how that one's trading just yet. I need to see it actually find some buyers up over this level. Pull it up. Got a buyer at 72. Can they walk that up over 77? I don't like it here. MNPR trying to break here. Bid's still sitting way down at 72. Super weak bid on MNPR. I'm not playing it personally. If you guys like it over the high, by all means, trade your plan on it, but I don't like it here. It's got range to about 85. Still keeping an eye on it here. If it does want to actually set up decent. Just, I didn't like it on the break. Let me put my trades up on the screen real quick while we're waiting for this to try and set up. So far I've got CLLS 3 times. And there's the old knife on MNPR. I just didn't like that. I did not like that. So on, let's see, this morning so far we've got CLLS from 265 to 267, CLLS from 267 to 272, and CLLS from 259 to 265. So a lot of little tiny scalps on that this morning. CLLS trying to curl here again. I'm not going to be playing it this way again before open. I do want to watch it later, maybe off of a flush, like I said, off of like, I did want to watch it off 228, but I might watch it for a flush off of VWAP out of the open. We'll see. I do like this one today. I don't like it up here. Again, I've already played it 3 times this way, and I did not get follow through all 3 times, so I will look at it off of flush later. We've got FOMC today, so trying to avoid some of these small cap breakouts, which I've been avoiding them really anyways. In a slow market, they're just, you get faked out so much, so I've been avoiding them. We've been doing well, but let's see. So we had a 0.75 win. And then we had, like I said, we had a bunch of little penny flip wins on this morning, just cutting it over entry. Then we had a 2% win. Then we had a 2.5% win. So 0.75%, 2%, and 2.5%. That's about it so far. Yes, there was a huge seller at 8. There was indeed a huge seller at 0.8 on MMPR. And there was nobody walking it up on the bid. I'm glad you used level 2 there, 21. All right, so our plans for the morning. Like we said, not a whole lot of gappers this morning, but we do at least have a pretty hefty watch list from last night. Pre-market wise, we've got ALDX, CLLS, MNPR I don't like today anymore, but ALDX we want to keep an eye on, and we want to keep an eye on CLLS as well. And then the nightly watch list, we have a lot on there to look over. So on that one, we've got a bunch of large names today, which is going to be good. Should be a lot of volatility today with FOMC. But we have got AMKR. That was the kind of weird one that sold off on earnings, then kind of recovered everything yesterday. So I want to watch that off of that 20.2 today. I want to watch Chewy. These are all on the nightly watch list. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can go find the nightly watch list channel. You'll see it right there. And then we've got Chewy on the pivot back over yesterday's high. We've got ANET. If we find buyers there today, I love that setup. It's an all-time high break setup. After earnings, we've got PSTV over 1.6. We've got Wolf off of yesterday's low. We've got, yeah, that's about it. But we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 setups to watch today into the open. So, you know, there is going to be less trades today, I'm sure. We only have 3 right now. Before the open, I'd like to have maybe 2 or 3 more and then call it a day. We've got FOMC at 2, which means I will be done completely by 11. I don't want to see anybody in here getting chopped up trying to trade through FOMC. EGTX, let's see. What are you looking at on TGTX? Are you looking at over 10? Okay, it's got range to about, what, 10.6, 10.9. That's kind of already making a move here. I can't even play it at this point unless I get a pullback. Yeah, that would have been nice over 10, actually. Still watch it for a pullback. If it even gives one, I doubt it. I didn't see this on my scans this morning. I don't know why. I do now, but I didn't see it earlier. I'm gonna keep an eye on this one. Nice catch, though. I want to watch it off, like, in 2s if I can get a pullback. It only had range to 10.6, so... Well, I saw 10.6 and 10.9. I also want to watch ALDX over VWAP. That one's starting to pick back up here. I'd watch it off like 207, 205. That is on ALDX. That's the one with the clean gap on the daily up over 2.5. It's starting to hit the scanner here, actually. I'm gonna watch it to see if it wants the base over VWAP, and I'm gonna take an entry on it. If it does decide the base up here, it looks good. Looks good, and we do have range here, like we mentioned, up to about 2.5, and then over 2.5, you're up into that gap on the daily. $11 now on TGTX. I did want to play that, it's just I didn't get a pullback on it. That thing broke 10 and just didn't stop. Right now I'm just watching ALDX. We've got 15 minutes until open. Currently 3 for 3 on the day with some small wins. In RR, the use case for a 15-second time frame, just these super volatile names that are actually liquid. You don't want to use it on something that's got no volume, but if it's liquid enough, you can use the 15-second on the super volatile names. So a lot of your small caps or your little quick scalp trades, it's usually a pretty good one to use. Again, guys, keep in mind today is FOMC, so I'm going to be keeping it super, super picky today. Well, not that we haven't already. We've been staying picky every single day, but today it is crucial that you guys do not go around getting irresponsible. You're going to get chopped up if you do. So I will be sitting back, only taking the best setups today. So far, I'm 3 for 3 this morning with two small well, one very, very small profit over entry, and then the rest are about 2%. So I'd like to get an all-day grinder again today on something like ANET or Chewy, or I guess either one of those. Those are two of my favorite mid caps of the day, ANET and Chewy. I'm going to watch ALDX over VWAP after open. We've got CLLS to watch off of a flush. So we've got a few nice things to watch today. TGTX pulling back finally, first time. This thing's got some wild range up over 12. Let's see, pulling back down to 10.7s. Got a bad look off of 10.50. What was the news here this morning? Earnings. We got earnings on TGTX this morning. Gonna take some TGTX by half size here, risking 10.48. We've got range on this to about 11.50, 12, and then up into that gap on the daily. Again, I'm risking 10.48 with half size. Kind of some crazy price action going on here, but that's why I gave it some room with only half size. Oh my goodness, what is it doing? This thing's all over the place right now. Knife down to 1040s, back up to 1090s. Going to adjust my risk on this to 1057. Right under that previous low. And again, I've only got half size in this. So risking about 2% of what would be an average position. The float on this is 137 mil. I'll lower my risk back to 1045 here, 1047, back to where it was. Until we find buyers going into the open. Bidder coming back in at 10.7. I'm going to raise it back down to 10.58, 10.57. We've got 9 minutes until open. Current position is just a half size position on TGTX, risking 10.57. 3 wins so far this morning. Currently right at break even on TGTX. Looking for a curl back up over the high of day and to open over 11. You have range here to 11.50 and 12. There goes 10.90 on it, trying to curl back up. We need to clear back over that 10.95 and 11. But you've got range here to 11.5 and 12. I'm going to risk 10.47. Like I said, I want to find buyers before open. I only have half size, so. Risking the bottom of that little candle before the quick pop earlier. Pulling back, here's 10.50s. I need to hold over 10.47, otherwise I'll take my first loss of the morning. Finger on the trigger in case it does break. Pulling back heavy. Back up to 1060. Trying to find buyers off the 20 EMA. No, cut under 1047 is my stop with half size. New highs on the S&P. 7 minutes until open. Going to hold 1050. And there's my cut at 1046. First loss of the morning, and I will look at it again after open. I do like it, it's just, it's not time for it yet, I guess. So that was 1080s to 1047 with a half size position. So with a half size position, that's going to be equal to a 2% loss, 2% usual loss. We've got 5 minutes until open. So right now we're sitting with a 2% win on CLLS, a 2.5% win on CLLS, a 0.7% win on CLLS, and a -2 on TGTX. Yep. Let's see, you said volume over, what was it? Yeah, I was wanting to watch it over view app. I would watch it that way, yeah. If it can base a review app and find buyers, I still like it that way. Get my opening plans pulled up on the screen. Also got, let's see, CLLS off of a flush, off of view app. Got 2 minutes to go, and again, keep in mind FOMC is today. So do not get silly out there.